Andor, 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 Andor.
The time has come.
It's Andor night, y'all. Let's go.
We made it, folks.
What's up, everybody? Woohoo! Yes, Sal. I love that energy. Yeah, Andor.
I seen Andor.
Sal wins. Coming of the night. Andor.
The Star Wars drought is over.
Yo, Daddy Josh is an apprentice. Let's go.
Father Joss.
Welcome.
Thanks,
welcome. We love it. We love to see it.
How's everybody doing?
Sorry.
You guys excited? I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
I know you're excited.
Are you even going to stay awake? You
No.
should watch one episode. Come on.
I can't.
I know.
I can't. If I stay awake for one episode, I'm watching episodes 2 and 3.
Scooch over this way a little
And
bit.
then I'm
You're like
pulling
not in
an
frame.
all-nighter. And then I'm never going to be...
There we go. There you go. Ducked it on the mouse. Yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah.
it does stink for a 3. Oh, Jane, Anthony, and Justin, friends.
Justin, you staying up for it? I know Nandini
Is Justin Star Wars fan?
Actually, I don't know.
I know Nandini
I don't know.
is the biggest.
I honestly don't know.
Hello from Long Beach. Oh, we're not that far away. What's up, Sean?
What's up, Sean?
What's crack-a-lackin'? Yeah, it is a shame that we have a 3-episode premiere. Now, I will say, y'all know I'm a big supporter of we need longer episodes. Like, I don't like 30-minute episodes in these live-action films or shows. However, when Tom showed me the episode lengths, the runtimes for episodes 1 through 3, I was very relieved that they weren't all like 45 minutes each, because I was fully prepared to be awake till like 3 o'clock in the morning, but really it's only going to be like 1:30. It's not going to be that bad.
Yep.
So, but yes, Andrew, Nick, Dan the man, yo, what's up? Eli, oh my gosh, we have a lot of people we haven't seen in a bit
Wow.
here. Ben Solo is back, piercing like light. Alice the goat. Daddy Josh, sleep schedules don't exist. Star Wars comes before sleep, for real. Nicholas Brown, Preston, Simply Charlie. Sean was here. Shout out to the early gang.
Yep.
Sorry, we have our blast from... I wish I had a soundboard so I could just cue that. Hey, I consider this a Star Wars themed beverage, thanks to that TikTok
Yep.
trend.
That was a trend.
We're gonna
Definitely
go
a
viral.
hilarious trend. But yeah, so for everyone who is staying up, I know Alice, it's perfect time for you, but everybody else and non-Australians, for everybody staying up, props to you, and I hope that everybody enjoys it.
The reviews are already coming in. It's
Yeah.
sitting at a 90% right now on Rotten Tomatoes,
Yeah.
I believe, which is a great sign.
Yeah.
We've seen things get off to a lot worse starts,
Yep.
and it's always like, oh shoot,
Yep.
the preliminary reviews. So the fact that this is off to a 90. What's the highest rated show on Rotten Tomatoes right now for Star Wars, the Disney Plus shows? Does anybody know?
Mando. It's got to be Mando.
Probably Mando.
If I had to guess, it would have to be Mando. But we have the internet.
I was gonna say we can find
So we
out
can
right
see.
now. Somebody do
We
some
can
research.
see and look that up.
I am not staying up. It stinks. It really stinks because, like, I've been so corrupted by the Disney Plus midnight release times. I forgot that actual TV doesn't work like that. Like, I want to understand the thought process. Because you would think, like, for example, a show like House of the Dragon, it premieres at a pretty regular-ish, like, a reasonable time. It's at, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. It's, like, great for the West Coast. But at least for, I guess, for the U.S. If you're in Europe, I guess it stinks a little bit more. Not the most ideal time. But you would think that they'd, like, House of the Dragon is able to report, like, yeah, this many millions of people tuned in when the episode, like, dropped, like, to watch the first episode. I don't think it's the same, like, for Disney Plus, you have to be like, oh, over the span of 12 hours, we got this many people, because not everyone's watching it at midnight or, God forbid, 3 a.m. on the East Coast. Like, I wonder why you wouldn't want to drop it at a time where you can get those ratings in, like, immediately, like,
No.
more collective span versus... I don't know. I don't know how anything works.
No.
Daddy Josh! Now it's for you.
$2? All right. Say less.
He only trimmed it because we gave him a haircut. So his hair was shorter. So he trimmed the beard.
That's not true.
Yeah, huh? It's totally true.
No.
Don't listen to him.
I mainly get rid of it for sunscreen purposes.
Oh, that's right.
Like, trying to put sunscreen on with a beard, it's frustrating.
But you haven't had to put sunscreen on once since you've trimmed your beard.
Yeah, well, I want to keep it consistent for a little while, you know?
Really?
You know? Yeah, rather than going back and forth. You know, if you got the beard for a few months, clean shave it, keep that
That's
for a
not
few
clean
months.
shaven though.
It's not. Well, no, it's not, because I shaved a couple days ago, and now it's already coming back.
You haven't been clean shaven since like high school.
What?
Yeah, I've been waiting. We'll move on. Thank you,
What?
Daddy Josh, for that generous super chat, and welcome to our memberships.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it.
So I have the stats from the internet.
Oh,
The highest rated critic score.
critics. Okay.
So, try to guess what it is. I would never have guessed it, even though you may have saw my phone with the results.
Critics are not as harsh as the actual
No.
fans. And not that the critics aren't real fans, but they are way more... They know what they're talking about, and they don't just review bomb things because they don't like casting decisions. So I'm going to say highest score, 94%.
98%,
What?
and it's Rebels.
Oh, I asked about the Disney Plus show, like the
That is a
series.
Okay,
I'm talking about live action
Okay.
era Disney Plus
All right.
new production.
Okay. Well, Rebels is 98 critic,
That's
83 audience.
That's awesome. What in the world?
Best live action is Mando, 93 critic, 92
So I
audience.
was close with 94.
Clone Wars, 93, 91, right behind it. Resistance, 92 critic, 57 audience.
I should watch that.
Andor has an 87 critic as it stands, and then obviously
my
no audience
God.
because people haven't seen it. So.
Anyone ever say you look like Ralphie from the Christmas Story growing up? Tom's never even seen the Christmas Story, you guys.
Yes, I have.
What happens?
I don't know. I haven't seen it for years.
You've
I
never
don't
seen
remember.
this movie. You've never seen it, I swear.
Christmas Story. It was Scrooge, right?
No, that's A Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
Oh my god. 'Tis the season, y'all. We're going into the holidays.
Ah.
He kind of
I've seen
does, now that you mention it. To give you context, the actor who plays Ralphie plays one of the elves in Elf, the Christmas movie. The one who tells him, "You're just special." Like the lead managerial elf who like bullies Buddy a little bit and puts him down.
The one with like the black hair.
No. He's
That's
like,
Santa's helper elf, right? The lead elf relayer to Santa.
you're thinking of Bernard from the Santa Claus.
Yes, I am.
Oh
I
my
am. I
God.
absolutely am.
Can
That's
you
correct.
tell? Y'all see how hard my life is? I can't talk about movies because he's never seen half of them. But now that you say that, Jimmy, yes, he does look like a little bit like Ralphie grown up. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
You
I'll-
kind of do look
I'll
similar.
look it up now. We have the internet.
I also don't trust the fans sometimes when they're both too high, no pun intended. Yeah, no, I think like it's
This little shrimp.
all right. That's what he looks like, little.
Oh. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
That's you in like 10 years, maybe. Not identical, but very similar.
Maybe. Similar head shape, I think.
Head shape, hair, beard. Anyway,
That's not why people are here.
there is an interesting trend though. That is so true, Jimmy. Like you can't rely on fandom reviews these days because I've noticed a trend, especially in Marvel, but also a little bit with Star Wars as well, but more so Marvel. people will watch something. For example, when Moon Knight came out, it was like the coolest thing ever. Like, I still stand by this. I thought Moon Knight was freaking awesome. I loved that it was different. I loved that it was Marvel, but it didn't feel inherently like Marvel. Like, I stand by how I originally felt. But I remember the hype around that show, the collective, like, yeah, like, this is epic. This is the best thing ever. It was doing really well. Like, that show blew up. And then a few months went by and people on Twitter were like, all right, can we get real and be honest and admit that Moon Knight wasn't as cool as we all thought it was? Like, I guess this happens more so with Marvel, and I'm not saying I stand by that, but I see this all the time. It'll be on top. For example, even No Way Home dominated social media and the fandoms. Like couldn't stop talking about it. Amazing, epic. It's riding that wave for a few months. And then fans come around and people realize, oh, maybe we were just like a little too excited and blinded by that, and it wasn't actually like as good as we thought. Again, I'm not saying that about No Way Home, but I know it received way more criticism after a few months had gone by.
Yeah. I think it all goes back to rewatchability. Right? Like, I think if, something while you're watching it is enjoyable and you enjoy it, but then, like, you don't ever have a desire to go back and watch it or watch it over, then it's like, in the moment it was great and there was a lot of cool moments. But I know for the majority of things that I've ever watched in my life, I've never been like, oh, I'm going to watch this over and over and over again for the rest of my life.
With the exception of Clone Wars finale, which you want to watch every week.
There are exceptions. Clone Wars, final 4 episodes of Clone Wars, I will rewatch them infinitely. Revenge of the Sith, I could watch that at any given moment of any given day and enjoy the whole thing. Interstellar, another one of those movies. Like, it's just like, there's a very small list of things.
Oblivion.
At least for me.
You love Oblivion.
Very small list of things where it's like, oh, I watched it the first time, I loved it. I will watch it an infinite number of times for the remainder of my life, and I will thoroughly enjoy it. But like all the Marvel stuff and, like, just the majority of stuff, it's not like it's really like I really enjoy it while watching it, but the desire to keep rewatching and knowing that I'm going to enjoy it just as much future times, that's hard to come by.
Everyone drop.
So,
what is somebody already shared? What is a movie or series or episode that you can go back and watch infinitely? In the meantime, Zech, it's so good to see you. I feel like we haven't caught you in a live in a while. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm just so happy that you're here. Hey, Kat and Tom, hope you're both well. Andor comes out at 5 p.m. for me, which is nice and easy time. I know. You get to just enjoy your night. You get to just have fun and live it up.
Yeah, enjoy that 5 p.m. sit down and grind in the 3 episodes. That's awesome.
I want to give
good stuff.
Shout out to Aden. I don't think he was here earlier. What's up, Aden? Haven't enjoyed anything from Marvel since No Way Home. I wish I could, but that's just not my style. Yeah, I'm up and down with Marvel, but it is what it is.
Yeah, like Marvel, like it's they're good watches, but it's not like the story doesn't stick with me in a way that I want to watch it again. Like even Infinity War and Endgame, I've only seen both those movies one time. Because like I was watching, I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is fantastic. But it's not like a story that I want to keep reliving over and over and over again. And I want to keep re-experiencing.
We're going on non-Andor related.
No, it is related to Andor because I think that for Andor, it's set up where it could be one of those things where it's like the story and the world building and the expansion of the Star Wars lore and what we understand about the rebellion and the Empire and how politically how things were changing. Like, I think it's going to build the overall Star Wars galaxy lore in a way that is going to be intriguing for diehard sweaty fans like everybody here to go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
I think like all the comments about, oh, there's no nostalgia and fan service and all this stuff and Easter eggs and all that. Like, I think that ultimately that could be a good thing. Because I think if you have something that's you know, just looking for Easter eggs and things to just like say, hey, we know all the diehard fans are going to love this, and just putting things in there for that reason, and not like, okay, what makes sense from the story perspective, I think can be distracting, you know, because you're noticing all that stuff. But if it's a show where there's not any of that, and it's purely, you know, what are these characters doing? How does the galaxy change? What's the turmoil? What's the lore that we're expanding on and building? And that's what the story is. And you have a killer soundtrack to it, and the visuals are the best looking visuals of any Disney Plus show, and it has a good budget, then I think the rewatchability is way up there. And I think ultimately that's a good thing. So
Dan the man, thank you for getting us back on track. My ideal
whole thing
cameo
was on
for this show. Andor makes a deal to get info from a hooded Zabrak. In exchange, he takes him to Malachor. Andor meets Omega and Cody. Oh my goodness.
that would be
I haven't even thought about cameos because the marketing has such an emphasis on all the new people. Like, I'm really excited for the new cameos. I really want to see Galen Erso and, of course, maybe Tarkin, but especially Krennic. Like,
Galen and Krennic have to be locks. Right?
I really hope. Because they're both phenomenal characters, and to be introduced and then killed off in one film, I mean, I think it's evident everybody wants more of those two. I missed one. Where am I? Obsession, what's up?
Obsession.
Good to see you. Hey there, so glad to see you and Kat. Hi to you both too. How do you two, I guess? Oh. JK, good to see you both. Hope all is well. Can't wait for Andor and Tales of the Jedi. Yes, we're eating good.
Yes,
that's coming so soon. That's end of October. Literally, oh my goodness, so much is happening. All right, we gotta catch up. Whew, sorry, I feel like we've been neglecting the chat, but we've just
Daddy
been on
Josh, I can
tangents.
recite Revenge of the Sith backwards. Yep.
Truly.
I probably could as well. I think a lot of us could.
Yeah.
Which is
well,
fantastic.
We already know what happens to Andor, so... Nick hopes for 0 Jedi in Andor. Well, first off, thank you for the super chat, but second, I'm gonna need some clarity. But I feel like that's fitting. This is not a show. I mean, I haven't even thought about the Jedi.
They're certainly advertising it as no Force, no lightsaber, no Jedi, no Sith, no anything.
I don't think they're...
However,
wait, what?
for Rogue One, that was the same exact premise. They literally came out and said, you know, there's not Jedi, there's no Sith, there's no lightsabers. Like, Vader's going to be in it, but there's not going to be any sabers.
You think Vader's... Oh, wait, never mind.
No, this was for Rogue One. This is what they were saying in the build-up to Rogue One's release. But, you know, I know that the Vader scene at the end was added later on. It was one of the last scenes that were shot. But I think the fact that they downplayed it and everybody went into it not expecting any kind of lightsaber action whatsoever, and then getting it in the way that we did at the end of the movie made it that much better. Versus if they had been advertising, oh, there's going to be a killer Vader scene, then everybody's just waiting the whole movie for that scene. And I think it could be the same for the show. Speaking
of, Aden, member for 13 months. Let's go. I wish they would say, like, member for one year, 1 month. But, because that's a long time. Regardless, it's a long time.
Good man.
I doubt we'll see it, but I really want to see Vader and Palpatine. Interesting, because I've not even really heard anyone talking about them in the show. Actually, no, I lied. I've said, with all the Senate clips being teased and being on Coruscant, I would want to see Palpatine just to see what his interactions are like with other senators, perhaps. Like, what his position is politically. Hang on. Right now, just trying to stay up for Andor, listening to Kanye's New Life the Party song, and just enjoying the stream. Good to see you, Aiden. Thanks for being here. All right, continue.
I was just agreeing.
Oh, I thought you were going to go on a tangent.
No, I was just agreeing. That, I mean, you see all the Senate shots. You know that the show's going to explore the political landscape. Mm-hmm. You know, which is fantastic, because one of the lingering questions after Revenge of the Sith is like, okay, now, you know, the Republic is now the Empire. The Senate is now applauding Palpatine's reign and under his control. And next thing we hear about the Senate is, oh, the Senate's been disbanded, and now it's up to the regional governors to, you know, enforce things, and they have the control in A New Hope. And so, like, what does the Imperial Senate in the peak of the Empire actually
Save
look like
the
and how does
tree.
it function. And seeing Palpatine conduct like Chancellor-esque business as the Emperor is something that we have not seen, because we only see him as the Emperor when he's talking to Vader or getting thrown down the shaft. So, like, seeing him actually in control of the galaxy as the Emperor and not just a
Bad
character
guy.
reference for Vader
Yeah.
is super intriguing, and I would be stunned if they actually don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, that's a very Uncharted aspect of his character that we don't see, because that's the most. I'm just genuinely curious, because, Revenge of the Sith, he gets up there and he makes his announcement like, oh, I was just deformed in this attack from the Jedi. When you look at the guy, he is dripping with pure evil. Like, I want to see how people's perspectives of him change his interactions with, if he has any at all, with the politicians and senators, anyone that's not in his inner Sith circle, because I do question. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a step back and just has other minions of his do things for him, but
Maybe.
I want to hear some discourse about people realizing he's not great. Like, I don't know. I want to see more of what people gossiping about the Emperor, or maybe they won't even mention him because people are just too scared of him, like senators who are with the rebellion, like fearing for their lives because they know who the Emperor, like his true capabilities and that he's dangerous or whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah. What's his assistant's name?
The blue guy with the I don't know.
I am drawing a blank on his name, but yeah, you're right. Maybe he does take a back seat, and then his assistant companion is the one that actually
Does everything.
sits in the Senate chamber and deals with that. But if we got that whole Senate landscape interaction, discourse, whatever, and then it like ends with a shot of Palpatine just sitting in his office.
Oof.
Like just chilled, like even if it's super brief, it gets the point across that he is not involved. He is strictly focused on imperial reign of the galaxy, and he doesn't care about the Senate anymore. Like if he's having minions control the Senate, and then we just get the shot of him in the office just reconstructing the window, like that would be awesome.
Whoa, we see the window repairs.
It took him 15 years to repair the window.
Bye, Andrew. Yeah, I mean, honestly...
Masameda, that's right.
Oh, thank
That's
you.
That's right. Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you,
Josh.
thank you. Yeah, honestly, if you think about it,
And Charlie.
there's so much potential for the exciting things that we could see during this time period in this show that are Uncharted, that are new. Going back to Coruscant is one of the biggest things I am most excited about. I feel like it's been so neglected since the prequels. Like, it's the literally best planet, and they haven't touched it since.
Yeah.
So I really want to go back there so badly.
Yeah.
I'm also just really excited because, like we've been saying, this looks like it's going to be one of the first live-action Disney Plus series that is going to not just follow one protagonist and their sidekick the whole time. You know, Mandalorian, you're with Mando and Grogu. Book of Boba Fett, you're with Boba and Fennec. Kenobi, you're with Kenobi and Leia. Like, obviously, there's other side characters. Based on the marketing and the adverts and how many other people the trailers focus on, this show I feel like it's gonna hop. We already know we were gonna have Andor's storyline. We're gonna have Mon Mothma's storyline. Saw Gerrera is gonna pop in as a side character, obviously, but like different characters that we've seen now from the Empire. Some of these new antagonists that are coming into play. Like, I'm excited for the flow this show is gonna have. And we're for once going to be jumping around to different characters and planets. Like,
They're not just going to desert planets. Every single show has just been desert planets.
Nothing wrong with that.
Kind of. When every show has a desert planet. When there's planets like Coruscant and Daiyu and things out there.
Yeah.
Colin makes a great point, though. And, addressing Tony Gilroy's comments about no fan service and things of that nature.
That's fine. fine.
But for Palpatine's case, it's not fan service. If he shows up, it makes perfect sense if they're if they're showing Mon Mothma struggle in the Senate and she's in there debating, the weight of her debating directly against the Emperor just makes total sense, and it increased the stakes of the entire thing.
I define, for me, that's not fan service.
No.
That's applicable to the plot.
Yeah.
It's not gratuitous. It's not in any way like, oh, how can we sneak this person in just to make people happy? It's like, no, he's there. He's existing. He's in the middle of what's going on politically. Obviously, it would be fitting. For me, fan service is like,
if he left the Senate chamber and then flew somewhere to a training facility and then was just going off training lightning on some dummies or something, or went to Fortress Inquisitorius and just battled all the Inquisitors for sport.
That's
that
not,
would be,
not at all applicable. Or like, for example, all those rumors that there were about Book of Boba finale and that Han Solo and Leia and Lando were all going to be in it that I kind of bought into. That's fan service. Is it necessary? No, because as we saw, they weren't there, and the story still, like, you can write the story a different way. I don't think you can write this story without at least mentioning Palpatine or exploring him somehow.
Yeah. I think seeing his interaction and how the Senate functions and how he controls the Senate is integral to Mon Mothma's character and her role, and how she's her line in one of the trailers of, you know, then they'll miss what I'm really doing. Like, seeing her interact with the Senate in a way to make them, and most importantly, the Emperor, miss what she's actually doing. The weight of that and the stakes of that, if she's directly doing that to the Emperor's face, just makes the stakes so much higher. And I think it would be a surprising exclusion if they didn't, include his involvement in the Senate at all.
I want to give a shout out to Nathan, who I'm happy to see you here because I just felt really bad because last week's stream he popped in at the very end right as we were saying goodbye. So Nathan, what's up? Glad to see you here and that we're live and in the flesh and not leaving right as you got here. But yeah, again, it's not like Palpatine is a Sith Lord or anything because that would be crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's just an emperor.
Cobalt, what's up? Whoa. First off, y'all think Cal would be fan service or relevant?
That is interesting, because in the Jedi Survivor trailer, he is interacting with that senator. So the shot where he's talking to that Utapawan senator, that's like in Coruscant, it seems somewhere, some office space. So it seems like Cal is getting intertwined with the Imperial Senate somehow. So if they work it that way, and he's like one of the first Jedi that attaches himself with the rebellion in some way, or gets in contact with Mon Mothma if he's in touch with this other senator, like, I think they could weave it in. But I don't know, because if a Jedi is going to be that incorporated in the plot, then a lot of the comments about, no Jedi Force Sith stuff in the show, then that would go like directly against what they've been saying.
Andrew, thanks for the $2. Thank you both for those super chats. We appreciate it.
Thank you all.
You're allowed to ask or say something if you give a super chat, but we appreciate it.
What's his profile pic?
It looks like a Pokemon. No, that's the guy. Is he from Monsters, Inc.?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know what that is.
Let us know what your emoji is, Andrew. Or your profile pic.
Sick.
Alice, sorry you have to leave soon, but we love to see you even just for a little bit. Nathan said something funny like, oops. Emperor shows up in the Galactic Senate. I literally was just reading it. Emperor shows up in the Galactic Senate. Audience, that would never happen. That's fan service. For real. I feel like nobody hates fan service more than actual fans. I feel like Cal could potentially be fan. I feel like he's better suited in other shows. This to me looks like a show that's trying to show new people, new storylines, new plot points during this era. I would prefer to see Cal in a different... Also in a new storyline, but not one that's already, like, focusing on Andor, you know? Like, I don't know. Like, I'd like to see another new show that's maybe about Cal or other people, and he comes in to play with them, or it's his show, but it's a similar vein like Andor is going to be, that is about different characters all within the same time frame.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I think they could find a way to write the script to make his appearance relevant. But I think if there's gonna be a Jedi that shows up,
Mike was...
they've already set up the Ahsoka Fulcrum connection with the early days of the rebellion. So if they're gonna talk about, you know, the spy network and the Fulcrum network, and then I would think it would be very easy to, you know, have Ahsoka incorporated in just like a, you know, not an action role or anything, but just have her there. You know, have other Fulcrum agents, you know, things like that. Like, I think it would be very easy to have her integrated in that way. Because trying to establish the connection with Cal and the rebellion would be able to take a lot more time and energy than establishing Ahsoka's connection, because we know she already had it. So,
Andrew, thank you again for the super chat. You guys are gonna do anything for Hocus Pocus 2? Honestly, I don't know. I haven't even watched the trailer. Frankly, I don't even want to. I love Hocus Pocus 1 is like, it is not Halloween if I don't watch that movie. And that's one of the main reasons I'm extremely grateful for Disney Plus, not just because of all these Star Wars shows, but because all of these beloved Disney, like, holiday movies or whatnot are now accessible. That movie, there was no way you could watch it unless you had Disney Channel and you were waiting for the replay of it every Halloween or whatnot. And they would only ever play it once. It would be like one night they would show Hocus Pocus. So thank gosh it's accessible whenever we want on Disney Plus from here on out. But I don't know. I had mixed feelings when they announced the sequel, but if it's anything like the first one, I know it'll be good, but I kind of don't want to watch the trailer. I just kind of want to watch it when it comes out, which is probably soon, right? Because we're already, holy shnikes, it's already September 20th.
spooky season.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I haven't even put up like fall decorations. Oh my gosh. It's still 100 degrees in Los Angeles. Literally, it's like, you especially forget what season it is here because there are no seasons here. It's like, oh, it's fall. It's gonna be 90 degrees this weekend, but sure, yes, it's fall. So,
Yep.
Monster House, that's a good one. I always have to watch a Rocky Horror Picture Show as well. That for me. The Santa Claus, Bernard! Yes! Oh my gosh, that's right, they announced the new series. Yes, Bernard is the GOAT. I am excited about that. I'll probably watch it, because the Santa Claus movies are some of my fave Christmas movies, but Bernard is legendary. Not watching National Treasure show of Nick Cage isn't a part of it. He is the National Treasure. I know, how can you have a National Treasure series and not have Nick Cage? At least I think they're gonna have Riley. I think he's gonna be part of it. There's just a Disney Plus National Treasure sequel series that's coming out, but I think it's about like teenage kids. And the original cast is not coming back, except for, I think. Don't quote me on that, though. But yeah, you can't have a National Treasure without Nick Cage. Ugh.
Yeah, Lord Fowl, that's a good point, too. You don't see Cal appearing anywhere until the games are done.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's probably smart, because if they, you know, if he shows up in Mando or something, then there's no, you know, fear or anxiety going into the second game's release, right? Because you know he survives, versus, you know, when Fallen Order came out.
You really think they'd make you play a campaign where you die as the main character?
Yeah, at the end, if you die.
If they pull like what they did with the Battlefront 2 campaign and there's a massive time jump and then they show how that character dies, but
I don't know. I think if Cal dies at the end of Jedi Survivor, and it's a
Unless
noble,
they
honorable
pull
death.
The Last of Us, and then you play as BD. You finish and avenge Cal's legacy as BD. Who would take
No,
over?
I think you just go to a final battle or something, and then he dies because he sacrifices himself for the greater good.
Please.
And then the game ends with his funeral.
Or actually,
Like,
Marin. People want a playable mode as Marin. I forgot about her.
That would be interesting.
I'm so glad I showed you that, Cat. We almost got Nick Cage as Superman. Yeah, for those who weren't here, if you are here, then you know, but a long time ago, Charlie changed my life forever when he sent me a photograph of Nicholas. Or he didn't send, he told me about it. And told me what to Google. And I found it.
That's right.
Nicolas Cage as Superman. It'll change your life. Just look it up. Truly, like, your life will be changed. I couldn't stop looking at it that first night. I couldn't stop thinking about it. I dreamt about it. I've never been the same. So if you want to do yourself a favor, if you're a Nicolas Cage fan, go check it out. You'll look at him differently. In a good way.
Aden, Human Centipede is...
Ew.
That film... Have you seen all three? It's got to be up there in terms of quality trilogies.
Ooh, The Shining, yes. I don't like that many scary movies, but The Shining is one that I will willingly, like, rewatch and thoroughly enjoy. Like, I love The Shining.
No.
I kind of want to read the book because I've heard that the book is more terrifying. I'm joking. Don't watch Human Centipede. If Cal was going to die, he wouldn't be getting a trilogy. Is he getting a trilogy? What are the rumors? I don't even know. I think Cameron Monaghan has definitely alluded to the fact that Cal is going to be integrated into the live action realm at some point.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so if you guys, you know,
I love all these pumpkin emojis.
chat, have you all been in touch or know people or follow people who were at the premiere and have put reviews out and stuff? I don't know if we want to get too into it here, you know, to try and keep it as spoiler free and you know, clean slate as possible. But from everything that, you know, I saw, it's, you know, all pretty positive reviews across the board. So I think that we have a lot to look forward to. And I think that the main premise and advertising the show as being something unique and more adult and, you know, gritty, serious tone, and just, you know, expanding the overall galactic lore. I think it's really exciting.
I'm stoked.
And I think it's something different, and I think it's going to be a good.
I know nothing, Grandma Tom. Yeah, no, I definitely see. I feel like there were people who are. Some people need to learn. First off, I'm trying to get on these lists of like there are YouTube creators and reviewers and like critics whose channels are solely talking about like film and TV, and they get invited to like these viewings where they get to like watch. They get premieres and stuff like that, or they get to be some of the first people to see it for the purpose of reviewing it and like spreading the word. I'm trying to get on one of those lists. So if any of y'all have any hookups, get me on one of those lists so we can get early access to these things. But some people need to learn. There's a line between like spoilers and just sheer like, oh, people are going to be happy about something in Andor, like, versus, oh, people are going to be excited about a certain character that shows up in Andor. Like, that for me is verging on spoiler because now I'm thinking about that.
Yep.
And now I'm just focusing on that. And now I'm like, well, now that I know some big special character is going to walk through the door, that's all I'm going to be on the lookout for. Like, people need to learn. There's a line. Like, I feel like the veil is slowly shrinking between what is what is considered a spoiler and what is just considered a general review. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, well, people like to go in totally blind and not knowing any reviews, not knowing anything, and they just go into it with a full, clean slate.
Yeah.
You know, now, I think people who are tuning into a pre-show live stream hours before it comes out,
We don't know anything, though.
I think are interested in talking about it and hearing what other people are excited about and what other people aren't excited about. And so I don't think it's like super clean slate for everybody. But yeah, I don't think anybody in here
There's a
would want to
difference
know.
between, though, nobody in here has, unless some of y'all are special and you got to see it.
No, we'll just
Nobody here
keeping
has seen
tabs
it.
on reviews and what people who have seen it are saying, because what people have seen it, if they say anything, then it's, you know, them sharing their initial thoughts and initial opinions, and that dirties your slate. It's not clean anymore. You're going in with some bias and some reference of what someone thinks who has seen it, even if they're not saying, oh, this character shows up, or oh, this happens, this is how, you know, episode 3 ends, or whatever. But it's still adding some bias into your slate.
I'll be back in an hour if you're still on. Have fun. We might be. I am going to be streaming. It's going to be the Cat and Zach show again. We're going to be bringing back what we did for Bad Batch, and we're going to go live on Evil Ewok over on ADHD at, I think, 11 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. That's happening. You're probably going to go to sleep. You're already yawning.
I'll be asleep.
You're
I wasn't yawning.
already, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You were. I saw it. You smothered it.
I didn't yawn.
So yeah, so we are probably going to stream here for either as long as Tom can stay awake for, maybe a little bit after 10, maybe like 10:15, because we have to hang some things. We want to hang up. We have 2 of those Andor posters, like what we showed you guys at the beginning of the stream.
Let's see.
They gave these out when we went to go see Rebels in the theater again, when they were What are you doing? There's the horizontal
Cassian Andor.
view. They handed those out at the theater where we went to go see Rebels again when they...
Rogue One.
Holy shnikes. Rogue One, yeah. And we got 2 of them, so we want to hang those up for the Andor reactions in the background, as well as another special secret. I don't know if we're going to get that hung tonight necessarily.
We could.
Yeah, we could?
Yeah, we could.
Okay, we have another special piece that Tom secured, an exclusive piece from Celebration that we've had yet to hang because we wanted to get a nice frame for it. So we might do some decorating. So maybe we'll go till like 10:15 perhaps. If Tom can stay awake till then, who knows? Just give me a sign when you're starting to lose it. But if we don't see you, Alice, we love you. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry that you have work right now, but I'm also not sorry because you guys get to watch it. You get the whole night. It's so perfect. It worked out the best for the Australians.
Yep.
That 5 o'clock premiere is perfect.
No, Australians and Asia.
True. Yeah. At first, I wasn't that excited for Andor, but after watching these trailers, I'm interested. Yeah, I feel like the trajectory of the excitement and the hype surrounding this show really has been the most drastic of all of the live action shows on Disney Plus. Like, I feel like when they announced an Andor show, people were like,
No.
okay, but we all know he died. It's like,
No.
It was a very kind of, like, all right, we'll watch it when it comes out, but people slept on it because we have Mando and Book of Boba Fett. Obviously, Kenobi was a huge front runner for a long time as in terms of fan favorite and the most hype / attention. And Andor was just slowly kind of riding that wave in every other series, every other shadow of those other shows. And now that it's finally here and it's taking the stage, like the gradual transition of yeah, we'll watch it when it comes out, to like, holy shoot, this could be the best Disney Plus show ever.
Yeah.
The transformation is wild.
Yeah, which, if you think about the grand scheme of things,
You're already
there's no reason why Kenobi shouldn't have been
Oh God, we're not here to be
the
upset.
best Disney Plus show.
Okay, all right. Not that I've forgotten about it. I have my thoughts about Kenobi.
Yeah.
I have my thoughts about every show.
Yeah.
And as soon as it ends, I put it in a box. I put it away, and then I just get excited for the next thing.
Yep.
So right now, I'm not even thinking about Kenobi anymore. I am Andor all the way.
That's good. I'm glad you are.
Are you not? You're not.
But no, because I'm going to
Literally.
watch it and I'll be like, wow, this looks so good. Why does the show about Cassian Andor look phenomenal? And the show about Obi-Wan Kenobi, why does Obi-Wan have the smallest budget of any Disney Plus show? And
Look.
that's out of our control.
All right.
That's a question for the higher ups who are making the budgetary decisions.
Okay. We're not getting.
We're not
into
here to
this.
discuss
We're not.
that.
Yeah, we're not here to talk
But-
about that.
It's just a thought.
Okay.
It's just a thought.
All right. We need to
Just speaking thoughts.
We can't
Just
pick.
bringing thoughts to the table so everybody has a
All right.
complete perspective of all the thoughts. Just spitting thoughts.
The point is,
Thoughts. That's all.
you can't pit these shows against each other.
Sure you can.
That's something.
Throw
Well,
'em in
that is an approach that I'm trying not to take
That's
because,
good.
for example, like, just enjoy. I just have to mentally separate and enjoy things for what they are. For example, the Clone Wars finale was freaking amazing, and it is some of the best Star Wars just content and story and just in general. It's freaking phenomenal and beautiful and gorgeous. I went into Bad Batch. There's receipts. I literally this is all on my channel still. Literally saying this is gonna be Clone Wars. This is just Clone Wars Part 2. Like, don't even call it Bad Batch. This is just Clone Wars 2, baby. Like, really riding the Clone Wars wave, thinking Bad Batch was just gonna be an extension of that, and it was gonna be like the same show, but even better, like great. It was gonna be kick-ass and like same thing. And I just had Clone Wars in my head. And I don't think I fully let myself allow Bad Batch to be the show that it is supposed to be. It has its own voice. It's its own show, and it is not a replica of Clone Wars at all. I feel like it's very different, and it's especially not same level yet as Clone Wars final 4 episodes.
No.
And so for me, I shoot myself in the own foot.
I hope you're not shooting my foot.
I shoot myself in my own foot when I go in thinking about stuff like that. Versus, likewise, if I was going to go into Andor and say, well, why does this have so much money behind it versus more than I'm just going to poison myself against Andor versus being like, I'm so glad there is a Star Wars show that they literally are describing as a feature film level of production. Like, all practical sets, shooting on location, everything looks phenomenal.
No.
I just want to let that. I just am happy that we're at a point in time where a Star Wars show is going to be on this level, and I really do feel like the buzz around this show once these first episodes come out tonight and people see how epic this is. I feel like it's going to spread like wildfire, and casuals are going to have the motivation to watch this show. People who don't even like Star Wars are going to have the motivation to watch this show, because right now I feel like I don't necessarily feel like people who aren't Star Wars fans tune in to watch Star Wars versus people will maybe check out Rings of Power because it had the $1 billion budget, or obviously Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. Those have so much hype and popularity even around people who aren't necessarily diehard. How did the mouse fall? Diehard fans of that franchise. I feel like Andor could be that show for Star Wars, to really put Star Wars on the map with competitive look at how awesome this show looks. And it's not going to be driven by, you have to, Kenobi was definitely driven by the emotion and the nostalgia and the love for those characters. I think Andor is going to be driven by, holy crap, this is going to be an amazing story. It looks visually epic and amazing, and you can tell they shot on location. I feel like the hype is going to just skyrocket even to people who don't maybe watch Star Wars to be like, we should check this out.
I think that's going to be from word of mouth. But a non-Star Wars fan sees a trailer and the show's titled Cassian Andor. They're like, what? Huh? Who? Where? Why? When? Why?
Wishful thinking, cat. Yeah, perhaps I'm just being naive.
Yeah. But I think you're right. I think if it, you know, if it comes out of the gate and it's
Obsession,
you know,
thank you. You're two of my favorite people on YouTube.
Thanks,
That means
Obsession.
a lot. That means a lot coming
Yeah.
from you, truly.
Yeah. But yeah, I think if it, you know, coming out of the gate, if people love it, word of mouth spreads, then yeah, I think non-Star Wars people would get into it. But I think that, you know, like if you think about the sequels.
Oh, come on. Oh my
no,
god.
it's positive. This is a positive conversation.
Because it sounds like you keep steering things in a direction that I don't want to talk about. All right. Continue. Go ahead. Say what you were going to say. Say what you're going to say.
You're so unmotivated to hear what I have to say that you're just scrolling on Instagram. But anyway,
I don't want to get into sequel hate.
No, it's not hate. It's up until, you know, Rogue One, Star Wars was very generational. You know, the originals, 20 years later, prequels, 15 years later, or well, really 10 years later, sequels. And so it's been a generational experience up to that point. And so if you think about like the new fans that have been brought in by the sequels, all the, you know, kids and younger fans and whatnot, you know, it's a massive amount. It's a massive amount of attention and, you know, global influence that those movies had. But now that you have these shows focusing on smaller characters and, you know, much smaller stories in terms of galaxy impact from the saga films, you know, then it's not as much of a grab for people. But with Andor, like you made a good point earlier, all the shows we've gotten up to this point are focused on, you know, certain small characters and small stories and close relationships. But Andor is, yeah, well, it's one character in the name. What we've seen and what we've heard is it is really a, you know, galactic scale lore explanation series, which is saying, how do we get, you know, from the formation of the rebellion, where it's, you know, in pockets all over the galaxies, to the joining of everything and the coming together of everything, and seeing the Empire get to the point of its true form. And, you know, just it seems like the story is a much larger scale, and I think it goes back to why it has the budget it has, why they did the filming tactics they used, and why they decided not to use the volume for the majority of it and use actual sets. And like, it just is, the whole thing is bigger story, bigger scale, bigger lore. So I think that this is, like you were saying, the closest thing to an actual movie that we will have seen. And I think that's one reason why Solo didn't do as well as, you know, it was planned.
There were a lot of other factors at play.
But like that story, it was a movie, but it wasn't a like galactic lore expanding movie. It was a explaining Han Solo's past and, you know, where he starts and where he ends type of movie.
The sad part is
it wasn't a huge expansion of the lore.
It dips its toe into that a little bit at the tail end with Enfys Nest, and then of course Crimson Dawn.
Yeah.
It could have been what it could have turned into. Could have been way more lore expanding. It just got cut short, unfortunately. But
yeah, you're right. It was a little tease there. I mean, adding Crimson Dawn, you know, that's a
Dawn.
Yeah, Crimson Dawn. Adding Crimson Dawn was a, you know, an expansion exploring the criminal underworld, and then, you know, that's now tied back into Clone Wars, and we know things are up there. So that's one thing it did. But for the majority of the story, you know, it wasn't. It was just a heist movie. It wasn't a, how does the Galactic Republic turn to the Galactic Empire, and how did the tens of thousands of Jedi all get slaughtered type of global impact to the movie.
Zech is onto
So.
something. Disappeared to rewatch the trailers. That's smart. That's
Good call.
smart.
Good call.
I like the way you think, Zech. I like the way. Yeah, Baby Yoda. He was sitting here the whole time. The microphone's just been blocking him, but I felt the sudden urge to pick him up.
I got Baby Waddle.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean...
What are the odds this legend appears in Andor?
Oh, sweet lord. Talk about fan service.
What do you mean?
They'll be like, oh, they didn't show him in Kenobi, so we have...
money.
Do you know what he's gonna... If he's gonna show up, that means we're going back to Tatooine. I swear to
More
God,
desert.
if we land on a single desert planet in this show, I might collapse. I might
Water.
spontaneously combust.
Maybe he's a senator.
What? Oh my God. No, I would rather see, like, Vader has him imprisoned somewhere on his ship or something. Didn't Vader kill Watto? Yeah, isn't that in the comics? Perhaps. I think it is potentially. He will. We need Watto.
Yeah, Tony Gilroy's favorite Star Wars character is actually Watto. So.
Nah, we do need more Watto, though. Look what you started. The cameo we really need. No more Tatooine, please. Yeah, no, the planets they've shown, some of the clips in the trailer literally resemble, like, Lord of the Rings. Some of these mountainous landscapes. I think if my inclination is right, it looks like Andor's perhaps, like, home planet. There's that shot. Like, literally in one of the trailers, it's the opening shot of, like, two people on a giant mountain range. And I feel like we've not seen an environment really like that. I guess except for Solo, they went to that very snowy, mountainous planet where they got on what's-his-face's yacht. Flying yacht. Dryden Voss.
Yeah.
But, we didn't really see a lot of that. And I'm just excited. I'm so excited for something fresh. Fresh faces, new characters, like fan service, no cat, only money. Watto's cellmate is Jar Jar Binks. Oh my gosh. give me a show on that. Little laddie. I like that spelling. Bully McGuire. I just noticed. Oh my god.
Welcome, Bully.
Bully
What's up,
McGuire, welcome. We are honored to have your presence here with us.
No.
Show us the Baby Yoda. It's literally just, oh yeah, I guess you can only see. It's just a cheap one from, like, Amazon, but he's so cute. In terms of the cheap ones, he's like the higher end of the cheap scale.
He doesn't have any feet.
Oh, don't show that. Don't expose him.
Just a nub.
Oh my god.
Just a little green nub. No feet.
Way to give away our secrets. That is something I really want to see. I want to see Baby... Alright, never mind. I want to see what Baby Yoda's feet look like.
I don't know if they actually show him on the show.
The only
do
time you ever see him not wearing his full outfit is when he's in that little scanner thing in, like, episode 3.
That's
Once
right.
Mando returns him to the
That's right.
Empire folks who want him, he's just wearing his shirt. But he's in a blanket or, like, something. He's in that little machine, like, you can't see his legs.
No.
But he probably has the cutest little feet. You see a little smidgen of them, I feel like, when he's practicing his hops in Book of Boba Fett. But no. Say hi to Brazil. What's up? Yeah, shout out. We haven't, like, I was really not thinking we were gonna get a lot of people in this stream because it's later, and I know it's not everyone's staying up. Aden. I do not care for Grogu. Actually, Aden must be so salty because he probably thought we were rid of Grogu after Mando's season 2 finale, and then in the blink of an eye, he's back. So, I'm sorry, Aden. He was just too much. You can't, some characters you just can't get rid of. Too big of a fan favorite. Book of Boba Fett episode while training with Luke. You see his feet. Yes, I think you're right. I think you see a little glimpse of them.
Yeah.
Andrew, what's
I'm
up?
gonna say something. I'm gonna say something pretty important.
Well, anyways. You know what's
About
crazy
Andor.
right now? It's Thursday on the... No, it's Wednesday. Sheesh. It's Wednesday on the East Coast officially. Happy Wednesday, guys. We're still over here in Tuesday.
What we were talking about something. It was going somewhere prior to something that distracted it.
I don't know. Feature film, word of mouth,
No.
Disney Plus shows,
And then-
fan service, cameos, Cal, Tarkin, Galen Erso, Krennic, Palpatine. We've covered a lot of ground. We started out talking about Marvel. Now we're here.
It was something to do with the beginning of Andor. I don't know if it was
His home planet.
a prediction or planets. That's churning something.
Not
That's
going back to
churning
that.
something. Oh, back to like you were saying, the Lord of the Rings-esque shots of people like the classic Lord of the Rings shot where it's a zoom flyby of people hiking in the mountains or hiking in the fields or riding the horses and like going all, just big aerial landscape shots of people walking around. Like we don't really see that with people walking around because usually people are on speeders or on ships or whatnot. But you're right. The idea of seeing people like actually living and walking on these aggressive landscapes is something intriguing. And I think that in the beginning of the show, when we see him, when he's younger and his planet gets invaded and whatnot, like whatever that's going to play out to be, like, I think that if it's a more primitive, not civilized society and landscape, then I think that's pretty intriguing.
Yeah, it's a side of
Yep.
Star Wars that we've not really fully seen. I feel like the closest we've gotten to that is when Mando goes to that planet. I think it's like episode 4 of season 1. He goes to that tribe, for lack of a better word, the village where he meets Cara Dune.
Oh, that, yeah.
I feel like that's the closest we've
Yeah.
gotten to people not living in like, I don't know. Sean,
Yeah.
happy early birthday!
Happy birthday, Sean. Yeah, that, or when they go, I think it's even better, done even better when they go to the refining planet in season 2 with Bill Burr. And they go to that refinery planet, and then they end up, hijacking the refinery truck and infiltrating the refinery itself. I think that the way they handled like the primitive society and beings there was really intriguing. It's really good stuff. But obviously, I mean, that was well, no, it wasn't all alien, like the aliens that actually attacked their cruiser, because wasn't it actual like humans when they drove through the town? Wasn't it humans? I think it was humans.
I have no idea
I
what
think it
you're
was
talking about.
After they steal the truck, they drive through the cave, and they're just Bill Burr and Mando are having their little dialogue. They cruise through that town, and it's like Mando's like looking down at the people on either side of the road. I think it's humans. I don't think it's the aliens that end up attacking the ship.
Truck. I don't fully. It is like aliens.
It's definitely aliens that attack the truck, but I don't know. I think they're humans there when they're cruising through the road, and he's looking down on either side. So I think that exploring that in Cassian, being like, oh, the Empire has the machinery, has the weapons,
Yeah, but the
has
humans
forces.
don't attack them.
No, the humans don't attack them. That's what I'm saying. It's just the aliens.
You were making it sound like humans attack them. No,
I said the
humans
aliens attack them.
But
there's
I don't
humans
think
in the
you
town.
were fully.
I think it was pretty clear. Chat,
No,
was
it was
clear?
not clear.
Yeah, Mando season 2, Sean. Yeah.
See you jump.
Yeah.
Bully McGuire.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think if they do that take in the beginning of Andor, which it seems like they could be, where Cassian's is part of this not super civil society and planet.
You mean civilized?
Yeah.
What do you mean by civil? Civil means.
Civil is an abbreviation for civil.
I guess.
A modern planet. It's a primitive culture, primitive planet. And you get that, big bad empire versus, poor, impoverished, primitive society, and that society ends up revolting and winning, then that's like a super compelling thing that, we saw a little bit, in Clone Wars and Rebels and Mando and whatnot.
So,
But I think that this could show it in a way that's on a bigger scale, and I think it could be very intriguing.
I think I know who Bully is. Is Bully a burner account of somebody that we know? Someone from Discord. Oh, I've not checked in. It's funny that you mentioned the Discord, actually. Oh, never mind. Message retracted. I'm back. Simply welcome back. Yeah, I'm most excited for, I think, a scene from the trailer that probably takes place in one of these earlier episodes that I'm most excited for is when that guy goes and he sounds that bell. Yeah, like, because something bad is about to happen, clearly. Could be like Empire invading or something like that. So I am excited. I'm just excited all around.
Yeah.
I gotta, good thing I had that soda. It's only 9. Still got 3 hours to go. I still have 7 hours ahead of me, y'all.
7 hours.
I'm staying up. I gotta watch all the episodes. Maybe try to. No, I don't think I'm gonna do any editing tonight.
Oh.
Depending on how good they are, though, I might not be able to fall asleep.
Well, then you are lost.
Surely talk more in the Discord, Cat and Tom. I know. I honestly forget that I have it sometimes. I'm bad. I'm bad about it.
Same here. My apologies.
I even downloaded the app onto my phone so that I could be more active on there, and that didn't help me. I don't know what will. Ignite's double-bladed saber. Hi. I mean, I feel like I've covered everything that I want to. Are you getting tired?
Well, no, I don't think that we've hit all the talking points.
Yeah.
I guess we can talk about some specific characters that we're excited to see. So we got Mr. Cassian Andor, and then Cassian Andor here.
Oh my
I'm intrigued
God.
about Cassian Andor here. Mon Mothma, super excited to see her in the Senate. We got this guy from
You've not seen him anywhere.
isn't this the guy from he plays Percy Jackson, right?
No, we discussed this.
Oh.
It's not Logan Lerman.
This is the guy who plays
Stop.
Percy
It's
Jackson.
not. It is not.
We got a younger Saw, super pumped for him. This Imperial woman, the blonde Imperial woman, very intriguing.
Yeah, she
to learn more about her.
And I told you, she's the girl who was in Need for Speed, and she played the girl who fights Arya in Game of Thrones.
That's right. Don't know anything about this woman. You guys probably can't even see the faces that I'm pointing to, but it's too far away.
Very faded.
But yeah, this woman, she's been in the trailers, but we don't really know anything. Very, very, she seems like a ruthless killer. So, but super pumped to see what Logan Lerman is up to. So,
oh my God, that's not him.
So very
Brian,
intrigued
what's
to see
up?
what Logan is up to.
Tomcat, yay! Nobody ever calls us that. Cat, we're still overdue for a chat because I want to interview as you're now Star Wars royalty. Also, Andor will Traumatized Grogu? What do you mean? I'm curious. Oh my gosh, is this part of the rumors that it's not kid-friendly? I saw that on Twitter. I saw somebody say...
Hey, bring it on.
Andor is
Darker
very
story.
Adult.
All for it.
Then somebody commented on my post today, spoiler-free spoiler, put the kids to bed before Andor. What is going on?
No.
What is it? I guess we're going to find out. I don't want to dive much into this if people aren't interested in this. I don't know if it's a spoiler inherently, but I've also been saying I want darker Star Wars stories. So if this is a little bit darker, it's not kid-friendly. Oh my gosh. It's supposed to be dark. See, okay, that's good. That's good. I'm excited.
It should be. I think the story calls for it. Like Rogue One wasn't super kid-friendly, you know, and it pays off. Everybody dies, and it benefits the story.
Oh, yeah.
And it really pays off. And I think Andor, if anything, should be even more, because it's the start of the rebellion. If it's really about spies and, you know, saboteurs and assassins, then that's all very dark adult concepts.
It won't be Game of Thrones, but... See, here's the thing. It's supposed to be tough for little Grogu. Oh my gosh. My thing is, though, like, when somebody tells me, oh, Star Wars is getting dark, like, dark for me, the darkest Star Wars has gotten in the new shows is Vader snapping necks in Kenobi, and, like, that one scene where the Stormtrooper literally falls on the laser and gets sliced in half.
Yeah.
Like, that is dark for me, but it was 2 moments. I wouldn't say that Kenobi was a very dark show.
Vader snapping the neck was incredible.
Oh,
Incredible. And he actually, the fact that they actually showed him cutting down the younglings and snapping a kid's neck, like, I'm stunned they went there. Definitely not upset they went there, because it's fitting for the story and showing Anakin and Vader's true brutality. Just was perfect.
I feel like we've unleashed a can of worms. Everyone's like, yeah, let's get dark.
Let's snap some necks.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes, Clone Wars. I guess I just never feel like animation can ever be as dark as live action, because for me, things are always more serious. There's something lighthearted. Oh, it's animated, so it's not that scary. Versus if we were to see that scene come to life, like Maul's hallway scene, literally like decking clone, like that, it would have a different weight to it because it's live action. Darkest scene in Star Wars was Anakin burning, hands down. Actually, yeah, we watch Revenge of the Sith so often, as Tom explained earlier, that I've kind of become desensitized to it a little bit, but that's actually so true. The first time you watch that, it scarred the living shiz out of me. Like, I was only a kid. I was 9, and I had a crush on him. Like, needless to say, I probably should have been in therapy after that. I wasn't. But it's extremely... I was fucking mortified. Sorry, literally. I was mortified. We're so deep in the stream, it's not gonna get picked up. It's not gonna get picked up.
Wow.
They won't sense it. You've dropped the F-bomb in a stream before. This is what happens, alright? It's the late night
now we're
hour.
tied.
It's the late night hour. If your Grogu becomes emo, well, no, it started here. It's alright. He doesn't sit near the screen when I watch, so. I literally had nightmares of that scene like every night. Yeah, probably a lot of us were children watching that. That had to be a surprise, Cat. Yeah, I was sitting there crying, like shaking, screaming, crying, throwing up, like every bad emotion a child could experience. And my older brother's looking at me like I'm the dumbest person ever. He's like, you had no idea this whole time that he was turning into Darth Vader? I was like, no! What are you talking about? This is now an adult stream. This is what happens when we talk about adult topics. Grogu becomes emo, then he'll become fully Grogu. Yo, that would be the saddest thing ever. If there's like a huge sequel, if there's a sequel further down the line, and we were to see like Grogu maybe he does become a Jedi and he's like at a Jedi training camp or something and he's the bully of the group. That would be so sad. I can't even think about that. I was just out of college when I saw Revenge in theaters opening weekend, and that scene still haunts me every time I see it, poetic in a horrific way. Yeah, to see that on the big screen, dang, that probably has impact.
For everyone in the chat now who was fortunate enough to be
old enough to go see that.
To see Revenge of the Sith in theaters when it came out, please know that I personally will be forever envious of you.
Does it feel to be my dream? Wait, I'm gonna save that in my notes. I need TikTok ideas. I am saving that in my notes. TikTok.
Because they re-released, Rogue One, and I know when the sequels were coming out, they would do specials of, showing all the Star Wars movies and stuff in, re-releasing them in theaters and doing the whole, show and showing everything back to back to back to back to back to back to back. But neither of us have seen Revenge of the Sith in theaters. I mean, we were what? 9?
Mm-hmm.
9, right? 9, 8 or 9? 8.
We
were 8. We were 8. Yeah, we were 8.
I was just about to say I'm older than you, but I forgot I'm not. So, whoops.
And
I was 15 at the time. Yeah. I was there. What was that rated? Was it not PG-13?
Was.
And you can't go see PG-13 until you're... Or no, is it R that's 17?
R.
Oh.
Yeah. Trust me. Saw plenty of PG-13 movies in theater. I was like 9. But not Revenge of the Sith. Because I don't think I really got into Star Wars until like two or like a couple years after that.
Julian!
I know I had
9 months.
seen it at like friends' houses and stuff, but I didn't like fully watch it. And like the first major Star Wars thing that got me into Star Wars was the first Lego Star Wars.
Quick pause.
Yeah.
Hi, Cat and Tom. How's everybody? I saw Revenge of the Sith in the drive-in cinema. That's a really cool experience.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Holy smokes, Samuel was only 7 when you saw episode 3. And then who snuck you in? How did you get in?
You just go in with a parent. It's highly advised that you only be 13. You don't show proof, but even a parent can say, no, I don't care. I'm bringing my kid in.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Let me scar my kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. I guess that's true. Yeah, my dad brought my older brother, took him out of school to go see Return of the King. I was like, take me. I was only in like 3rd grade, though. Yeah. You didn't see it in theaters yet? No, I was 8. Apparently, according to Tom's math.
No.
So I was just waiting. Not only did I not see it in theaters, but I then had to wait until it came out on DVD to then watch it and have it ruined my emotional experience by my brother being like, you're so dumb. He becomes Darth Vader. Like, truly, I don't think... There are few traumatic childhood movie memories that I have. That is up there with the horse drowning and Neverending Story. Like, those two things are equally horrific for a child. If you've seen... F's in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. You've never seen Neverending Story.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
The horse drowns, basically. Oh. It's horrific. Oh. It comes back to life.
Did the horse get its limbs chopped off and set on fire?
No, he drowns in a swamp.
Okay. All right.
It's still tragic. F's in the chat, right? If you've seen Neverending Story, pretty rough. The good old DVD days. And VHS, true.
Rent a theater for a watch party. Hey, honestly,
I wish.
If it takes renting a theater to watch Revenge of the Sith
someday
on the big screen, then we would have to do it.
Let's start a GoFundMe.
But not seeing it for the first time on the big screen is a tragic life thing that never happened that I'll forever be slightly upset about. But that's fine.
Oh, Bambi's mom. That's a good one, Brian.
That's true.
Yeah, there are very few bold moves on Disney. Is that Disney? I think it is. Like, why would they do that?
Sean.
Sean's been on fire tonight. Sean is savage. Yeah.
That's great.
Well,
That's great.
now that I accidentally dropped an F-bomb, reminiscing, I feel like I've covered all we want to share, talk about. I'm extremely hyped. The Bear from Fox and the Hound. Actually, true. True, another really sad childhood movie, Fox and the Hound. I don't even think I could watch that as an adult. Oh, Al is back. Yay. Even though we might be signing off.
Nope, we gotta do our poll.
Okay,
We
think
gotta do
of your closing
weekly
poll.
I already know what it is.
All right, so do it. Full time.
Do it. Do it.
You were banished from the order because I accidentally dropped the F-bomb. I was reliving my childhood trauma. What can I say?
How many options do we have here?
I don't know.
4. Okay. I don't want to do. Nah. Okay. All right. Scratch. Edit. Going back. Going back. Okay. All right. Next one. Next one. Next one. Okay.
Hype for Andor.
All right. Here's the poll.
Are you going live for pre-show? Yes, so again, just a reminder, I'll be going live with Zach, because Alex will not be able to attend. Zach and I are going to go live on ADHD at 11 p.m., and we'll probably stream for an hour before the show like we did the good old Bad Batch days. So if you're staying awake, we'll catch you over there. And then, of course, I'll see you guys in my reactions. And we thought about maybe even, well, you're not even going to be able to watch them until tomorrow. Maybe we'll go live again this week to just talk about first 3 episodes. Because I feel like this is a big, big deal. And apparently, never mind, that's a spoiler. I won't say anything. But I might want to talk about them afterwards. Or maybe I'll post a review or something after my reactions. I kind of dropped off doing reviews now that I've started taking over with reactions. But maybe for this Andor premiere, it's a big event. I'll do a review.
Well, for a series, I feel like at the end of the season or at the end of the show, it makes sense to do a review. But
yeah,
the reviews for the intermediate episodes kind of get roped in with the reaction. Like
yeah,
you react,
yeah.
you have your initial thoughts, and then in the the prelude in the next reaction video, then you talk about the previous episode and what you're excited for in this one. And so it kind of gets, the actual review and commentary piece gets intermixed in the actual reaction videos.
Dang,
But
somebody actually said they're only 2 to 4. You need some more love from Howard Stern. Oh my gosh. Lord help me if he finds my actual Kenobi reactions. We're done. This channel is over if he ever gets his hands on those, but I don't know about that. Is Grand Moff Tom joining for Evil Ewok? He's gonna be fast asleep by then, unfortunately.
Yeah, I will not be functioning for Evil Ewok.
Sadly.
No.
But we might go live again this week, who knows? At some point. Chat about so much going on. Now that we're officially in Andor season now, we've got this. Rings of Power, House of the Dragon. It's like, holy smokes. I have never, ever been in a time in my life when this many shows were happening. Especially, like, recent years when a lot of the shows I've watched, I haven't watched live. I've binged them because the series finished, or I just binge it all on Netflix. Like, this is just... I feel like TV is alive again, even though it's all streaming services.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a lot.
And
But
Tales
it's
of the Jedi, yes.
good.
That's all dropping at once,
Yeah.
though. So that one I can binge all at once.
Tales of the Jedi. That's something that is very intriguing.
It's going to be good.
Very
We can save that for another stream, though.
Very intriguing.
All right, let's end this poll, baby.
Yeah.
So, for the most part, 65% are hype. So,
I think that's probably a distribution that I was expecting.
I think
You know,
hypeness now versus hypeness going into episode 4 after these first 3 episodes could be drastically different. We'll see.
Yeah.
I hope I'm right. I hope
think
I'm
so,
not
too.
just being naive.
I think so.
So, yeah, well, thanks for hanging out, guys. This was our Andor pregame.
Yep.
It was so fun to see you all. I feel like we saw a lot of faces that we haven't seen in a bit. Those of you that are staying up, some of you, it's already very late. Thank you so much. Colin, shout out. He woke up, literally set his alarm for this, 5 a.m. I would not have the willpower to do that, and that means so much to anyone who's even just here chilling, regardless of whatever time it is. But I know that it is later, so it means especially a lot during these later hours, early hours of the morning there. So thank you guys so much for hanging out. Definitely excited. Glad that we were able to pregame, stay awake together. We still have a few hours to go, but very, very soon we're almost
Not for me.
there.
I am toast.
Tom's going to sleep, but yeah, we'll see you guys. I'll catch you guys in my reactions. But until then, again, I'll catch you guys over at the ADHD Evil Ewok Pod at 11 o'clock. Cat and Zach show. Can't wait. I'll catch you guys then. And I'll see you in my reactions. But I hope everybody enjoys tonight's episodes, whether you're staying awake or watching them tomorrow. Regardless, I hope you have fun. I hope you like them.
Yeah. Hope everybody enjoys it. I think we're all in for a treat.
Yeah.
I think we're all in for a good treat.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Yeah. Good closer. It's upside down. Yes. Woo! It's gonna be a good night. Alrighty. Thanks for hanging out, guys. We love you all. Alright, okay, now I can't see what I'm doing. Alright.
Cassie and Andor.
Bye, friend.